That was quite wild.
That was fucking crazy. That was the fastest 45 minutes, also.
For real. Episode 7.
Episode 7. I mean, we knew it was gonna get wild eventually, but
But Jesus shit.
there's a lot of twists and a lot going on with multiple storylines. Omni-Man's straight up just trying to find
He went on
Mark and going on a
yeah.
murder spree. He's
Honestly, he
killing
went on a
everyone.
rampage. Jesus. This episode was the beginning of the end. Everyone knows that. I guess they've been known that Omni-Man's a murderer. Are they trying to stop him or stall him?
They need Mark to stop him because they can't do anything.
So they're trying to stall him.
Yeah, that's why they kept trying to buy time. They're trying to get to Mark and Eve, who are like, they're like the only ones that need to, or that can stop him.
It was just Mark, but he was with Eve. Right?
Yeah. Mark finally revealed to Amber that he's a superhero, and she already knew, she figured. Which is good, because any normal person wouldn't know that. And it was a good, like, because he expected her to just forgive him, because he's like this cool superhero.
He did not fucking care.
Yeah, she did not give a shit, because he still lied to her for like 5 months. So Amber, yeah, she's done with Mark pretty much. And so Mark goes to find Eve for advice, I guess. And she just, oh, and he also is talking to, what's his friend's name again? William. And he also tells him he's an asshole and he sucks at being a superhero. He agrees. So he's finally accepted. He's
He's a
horrible at,
shitty goddamn superhero.
yeah, he's a horrible superhero, horrible friend, horrible boyfriend,
I'm an ass.
a dumbass. Yeah, so that's what he goes and talks to Eve, I guess. But they're interrupted by Omni-Man because he's going on his rampage. He's seeking out Mark, I guess, to try to talk to him before Cecil does, because
Yeah.
Cecil's gonna tell him the truth. Omni-Man discovered like they're spying on their house. He kills Donald, the guy who looks like Bobby from King of the Hill.
Yeah, so Donald fucking blew up the house.
Yeah, Donald tried to sacrifice himself by blowing up the house, did nothing.
They shot like from like a satellite, like an electric beam that just shot down. Of course, it did nothing to him. They shot another one at him. He flew right through it and absolutely destroyed the satellite.
Yeah, and then Cecil himself goes in.
Yeah,
He,
just stalled them.
he's teleporting around, and it was so badass. I loved that part. He's like real calm, and he's saying like, "What would your son think? What would your wife think?" And it was really cool.
They even sent those robots from the last episode at him.
Oh yeah, that was another thing. That dweeb kid villain from the
Yeah,
last episode.
yeah, because his jaw broke.
Yeah, he's working with them, so he designs more robots from dead soldiers, and they start attacking Nolan.
Apparently, those robots are actually just good fighters. They're kind of giving him run for his money too. And then was the next one was the kaiju, right? That was the next one.
Yeah, the final line of defense is like this big kaiju that he killed earlier that we like got a very tiny glimpse of.
On steroids.
Yeah, they like juiced it up and it's really mad. But yeah, so this kaiju is fucking up Omni-Man finally. That's like actually defeating him, and then Mark and Eve see it. They see the satellite explosion, so they're investigating, and they see him fighting the kaiju.
Mark
So
jumps in to help Omni-Man.
yeah, Mark jumps in. He's trying to help his dad out because he doesn't know anything yet. We kind of have to go back and now talk about like all the other plot lines now, because it all kind of accumulates right at this point where they're fighting this kaiju.
Robot first, right?
Yeah, robots thing finally wrapped up. So robot actually was that weird baby in the tank,
Yeah,
and he was
that was obvious
remote.
stuff, right?
Was it?
I thought it was, wasn't
When we saw that, because we saw that robot's human form in an earlier episode, I thought that was the clone being grown. I didn't think that was actually him.
it? It was him. I think
You knew that?
yeah, I thought you did too.
No, I thought that was the clone of
Oh, you thought that was the clone they were making?
yeah.
No, I thought that's why he wanted it. That's why I thought they were.
Oh my
You know how
god.
they made the clones and they like swapped them. It's like it was what I thought I was gonna do. I didn't know he wanted to be a fucking kid.
I was a complete idiot. I didn't catch it at all. I thought that was that was the clone. So when he came out, he introduced himself to the blue guys in his tank form as this fucked up child-looking thing.
Yeah, I that was him, and I thought he was like controlling the robots. That's exactly what he's doing, right?
Really? I
Yeah.
had no idea till this episode that's what was happening. Cuz I was
And
so
then like,
confused. I was confused last episode cuz that broken down version of robot showed up with like the flower for Monster Girl. And then there's another version of him just shit like perfectly fine. That confused me so much.
so I guess he just has mad because he just builds more robots. They're just disposable. He's got a ton of them.
I'm an idiot.
The two blue Thanoses made a teenager body for
They
him.
used Rex Splode's blood to make a kid body for Robot to transfer into.
That didn't even hit me. That it was supposed to be Rex.
I forgot that he had, because that's the blood sample that he got. But
It's
it
true, I
didn't
remember
strike
that.
me. I thought like it would be a little different or something. But no, it's straight up Rex Splode, I guess.
Because you only see him out of his suit, like
Yeah, you see him like
and
once.
it's a younger version of it.
Yeah. So, yeah, he's just a younger Rex Splode. And he's still like really smart and can still control all the robots.
Yeah, it's him just in a young Rex body.
And then he double crosses the guys because he's gonna send him back to jail. So he is still like a hero. He's not a villain or anything.
That was pretty predictable. I assume he wasn't just gonna be like, all right, you guys are good. Get
I
out
was
of here.
I was scared for a second because I thought when they were transferring over like his brain,
I know.
dude, what the fuck is this notification? When they're copying over the brains and everything starts on fire and it's like he's getting electrocuted, I thought like something was gonna go wrong and then the new body would be like insane or something.
I just thought it was all gonna fail. Like he was just gonna die and it wasn't the body was gonna be like, well, fuck.
Well, and then so it works, and then he gives them, I guess the schematics that they wanted was for some like mind control collar. He was threatening to send them back to jail, and then suddenly like this truck that he drove in on transforms into this giant robot. It's about to kill them, but then Robot gets the call to go back to the Guardians HQ, so he leaves. And then the two clones, they use their schematics on Immortal, who was the leader or a member of the original Guardians of the Globe. I thought they were going to bring every member back, but they just brought Immortal back.
I thought they were gonna bring him back for the good though. Like I thought it was Robot's plan.
Because they said they needed like insurance that Robot was going to give them the schematics. So I thought that was their insurance, like these superheroes.
Imagine that trade-off.
Well, that's why I was like, that seems like overkill.
But they're faulty schematics.
Yeah, Robot gave him bad schematics, so the collar just breaks, and Immortal is mad at Omni-Man.
Yeah, he remembers everything. He's fucking PO'd.
So he charges in, and this is where it goes right back to the kaiju battle, because then Immortal shows up and starts kicking the shit out of Omni-Man.
He's whooping his ass. That was cool. They're just going at each other.
That was super cool. Two really strong heroes. Omni-Man's getting his ass kicked.
He's getting his ass kicked by a giant kaiju. But he beats it.
Mark like electrocutes the kaiju.
Simple as that.
I think it killed him. Maybe he's just knocked out. I don't know. But then Omni-Man punches Immortal right through the chest. And Immortal digs his thumbs into Omni-Man's eyes. And then he gets chopped in half.
Yeah, slices him in half. And the big thing was it was all caught on.
The whole fucking world saw it. There was like news choppers flying around. So they televised it to everyone. Amber saw it. Will saw it. And Mark saw it. He was right there when he sliced Immortal in half.
That's how it ended, right?
That was the end.
Hawk. And it ended.
So clearly next episode's going to be 45 minutes of them beating the shit out of each other. Which is awesome. I'm so excited for that.
This episode was awesome. This is by far the best episode.
Oh yeah, this. I mean, I expected it because everything had to lead somewhere. It was all building the whole series. It had to come to this.
Is this like just in the climax though? Like this is the climax. The next episode's gonna be like the downfall, I guess.
Well, yeah, it'll be the conclusion. I'm guessing. I'm guessing Omni Man will get beaten by Mark. I mean, maybe one of them survives. I don't know because there's season 2 and season 3, so maybe it's all about season 2 is all about Mark chasing down his dad. I don't know. The only other thing I want to say is the robot thing. He goes back to the Guardians HQ. They're all on standby, waiting to help out defeat Omni Man because they're like the real last defense, and they're clearly gonna get their asses kicked. So Robot shows up in his new teenager form and explains like what happened and who now he's this teenager.
Thought everyone's gonna be like super hyped for him.
Yeah, and they're all like, "What the fuck?" And Rex is freaking out because it's him. And he's like, "You're ruining my childhood, man."
That show is actually really funny.
That was
That's
funny.
why it like hit me. I'm like, oh shit, he is a young Rex.
Yeah, and he's just the way he's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" I guess the whole reason he became a teen, and Monster Girl says this, is because of her. He's in love with Monster Girl.
They're two consenting adults. They just look young.
It's just weird. It doesn't. I don't like it. I don't
It really
need this.
is. It's pushing it, you know?
Yeah, I don't buy their explanation. They're like, she's really 24. He's technically 30, but they're in 13-year-olds' bodies. Like, why? And then she says, like, it's still pretty fucked. Like, I need some time to think about this because he just did all this just for her, pretty much. But then they, like, hold hands. Like, so she's clearly into it.
Nah, she digged it. He did something thoughtful for her.
It's fucking creepy, dude.
Obviously, he still wants to fix her, right?
I don't know what that means. He says maybe release her from her monster form or like turn her back to. But then if he turns her back to 24, then he's a fucking child.
Go back to the Blue Thanos guys and be like, wait, hold up. Can you make one more clone?
So that's pretty much everything. I mean, it was all action, all really cool action. I'm gonna give it another 8 out of 10.
I really liked it. Really enjoyed it. Fast paced. I'm gonna give it an A+.
I was gonna give it a 9 out of 10, but just like, I guess like as an episode, yeah, it's definitely the best by far, and it's really good. But just like in terms of the overall show, there's things better than this show still, obviously.
Oh yeah, I didn't grade the overall show yet. Take count everything.
True. Okay.
But
So
episode,
yeah, for this episode for the series, you'd give it an A+. It's the best one by far.
Yes, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah,
I'd watch it again.
Yeah, I agree with that. So far, if I were to rewatch this, I would like skip to episode 6, and then like
play through
this one, and then the last one. Those are like the 3 episodes that.
So the last one sucks ass.
It's not. It's gonna be fucking.
I'm telling
awesome.
you, they're just gonna go to France, go to Paris, find a nice table, and just have a nice father-son combo.
They're gonna go to like his favorite shop that he mentioned earlier.
That's gonna be fucking wild. I can't wait.
I can't wait for 45 minutes of them just action. Wow, there's a lot to unpack there.
Yes, there is.
It started how I thought it would, and it did not end how I thought it would.
Well, it started with a conversation.
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah. Yeah, he explained what his duties as the Viltrumite was.
He explained that, and I think I did predict this.
They take over worlds?
Yeah, that they're not, they send a Viltrumite to the planet to take it over, not to help them. It's like, it's fucking, okay, this is what I'm gonna get into later, but I didn't like this at all.
Didn't like what?
This episode, or the way it ended. The first half is Mark versus his dad, and that's what everyone expected.
I seen the part when he gets like thrown through the boat and thrown on the mountain and just starts getting his shit knocked out of him.
I mean, you can predict that's gonna happen from the first episode.
Oh yeah,
because
as soon as he murders everyone, you're like, oh, this guy's probably bad.
Yeah, and then at the end of the second episode, he says Earth is not yours to conquer. So from that point on, anyone can make this prediction that like this is going to happen.
Mega foreshadowing.
Yeah, but like, was it satisfying? Like, I don't think so.
What, the ass whooping?
No, like
or
so
just
they're fighting. It was like really cool. Like he was punching him around in the clouds. Obviously, he's kicking his ass. Mark can't do anything. He threw him through, I think, Chicago, and Mark just cannot save anyone's lives. He's just the most trash superhero on earth. So his dad's trying to explain to, or show him, because Viltrumites live for thousands of years. So he's saying like this part of my life is so minuscule it doesn't matter. So he's trying to show Mark like, look how weak these people are. They're just so like worthless.
called his wife a pet.
Yeah, he said my wife was just like a pet to me. And Mark's like, that's not true. And like the final part, like his dad's just pummeling him into a mountain. But then he like recalls Mark playing baseball as a kid, and like that, I guess that was, he truly was happy for Mark.
His apples are like, that's him living the human's life, the human life.
Yeah, Beverly was
Dogging him.
Beverly or his wife was explaining like humanity to him, like that's what it means to be human. It's so cheesy.
He shows like his son, and because at the moment he's kicking the shit out of his son.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like he was pummeling his son, and then this scene randomly shows up, and he like feels bad because he's like, "Oh, this is my son. I do feel for him." And he stops and he leaves Earth. He just runs away.
You don't like that at all?
It's such a cheesy ending. Like, I wanted it to end. I wanted this to be it because this is what the whole thing's gonna be about. 2 more seasons of him chasing his dad down and fighting the Viltrumites, and I'm just not too excited for that.
I'll be honest. When I seen the little part of that, the scene when he's fighting Mark, I thought that was like the very, 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 like when he takes off. I thought it was like how the episode would end. But that was the very beginning of it. So.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, I wanted the whole episode. I wanted his dad to be defeated, or maybe he leaves Earth. Because then at like the very end of the episode, that he meets up with the Earth like inspector guy, or the planet inspector guy.
Yeah, Seth Rogen.
And Seth Rogen explains like the council of like made up of all these different planets. They're like worried because the Viltrumites, like, they never leave their planet, and his dad left, and he's like, I should have warned you sooner, there's a Viltrumite on your planet. But basically he's saying, like, so I need to tell these, like, the Senate about you guys, or about you. Basically, it sounds like Star Wars. It sounds like this is going to become, like, an interplanetary adventure thing. Like, I think he's going to go to, like, other planets, and he's going to meet, like, this Senate and work with like different aliens, and they're gonna fight against the Empire basically.
I'll be honest, I haven't really thought about what it's gonna turn into.
I don't like the direction it's going in. I think it worked on like Earth's level, and that's where I think it should have ended, but now it kind of seems like they're pushing out into like the universe.
This is a real comic, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I have no idea what's gonna happen. I mean, I didn't even really think about it until you just mentioned it. Like the fact there's more seasons, 2 seasons.
Yeah, there's 2 more seasons.
I have no idea where it's gonna go. I really don't.
I don't like that
They
direction.
started showing that montage at the end. I have no idea what that stood for.
That's the other thing that pissed me off, because I don't know if that montage was setting up the second season. Like those are all episodes that are gonna happen, or if it just wrapped it up here. Every single setup that we mentioned in our past like videos, like the lion guy, the Flaxons, the fast aging guys, and the Martian invasion.
Yeah, Titan.
Yes, Titan.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's the stone dude.
Everything we thought they were gonna pay, like it was gonna pay off. Like they wrapped it up at the end of this episode very quickly. So I hope that was like a sneak peek at the next season, maybe.
Well, admit I had no idea what that montage was for. And then it kind of just abruptly ended the montage. He's like, "Y'all finish high school."
That's what it felt like. They were quickly wrapping up all the things they were setting up. It has to be foreshadowing for the next season. Cause that'd be so lame. Mark and his dad fight for like half the episode.
I enjoyed that.
And the rest is setting up the next season.
Yeah, the rest is just like, pretty much like you said, it's just They were just sad and shit.
Why is Amber just suddenly like that? They had the fight. She was like mad at him, and now they're fine. They're together. Everything's fine. So why did they fight?
Because he's a liar.
But now he's not. So now she's fine with it because he.
I don't know, man.
I just wish it was a movie.
A movie would be more focused on the big idea.
That's what. Yeah, I don't like this. Again, this is why I don't like TV shows because they have to fill the episode with something.
Like we said the last episode, you probably just skipped to the last half of this TV show to really enjoy it.
Literally. And now I don't even think you have to watch. You just have to watch, which I'm sure everyone did, like the fight scene with his dad.
Yeah, I saw it 'cause it was all over the place.
I somehow never did. The only thing I saw was like the Amazon picture, which shows like them fighting, and it's like, really, Amazon? When you go to click on the episode or like the series, the thumbnail for it is him like bloody and beaten and his dad staring at him in the background.
Oh, the one that you use for the thumbnails?
Yeah,
Okay.
the one that I'm spoiling for other
It
people.
does kind of give it away, right? With the fucking thumbnail.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's like the whole series. It's pretty obvious that's what'll happen, but still, like, maybe it might not happen. I don't know.
Is there anything else meant to mention about this episode? It was just Mark versus Dad, and then I guess setting up the ending, and then into the next season. Pretty much the whole episode.
They like briefly, like Cecil discusses he has to be a superhero or he has to be drop it all. That was the other big setup the whole season. Like, will he become a superhero or will he just settle for human life? But I guess he's just.
Shouldn't be, because he's god awful at it.
I know. Like, he should just stop now. I was disappointed. I was disappointed with what it led up to and where it's going. People hyped it up like a lot. Like, this is like, they were saying like it's like the perfect TV show and like it's like really fresh and new.
Definitely not the perfect TV show. This is not Breaking Bad.
Just throughout the series, they would play music during like fight scenes and stuff. It's very like SoundCloud rap / pop music.
It's like rip-off songs. Like, I feel like it's like, have I heard this song and artist? Like, no, I have.
That's what I mean. It's like really cheap, like probably free pop music or something.
Free YouTube music?
Yeah. I don't know. A lot of times it didn't work.
Non-copyright music.
Especially like they were playing a song. Was it last episode where like Eve is like saving the world and it's playing some like really bad.
So it was music that sounds like it'd be in Need for Speed.
Yeah. And the dialogue and like the voice acting, it got better. Like the last 3 episodes, like Mark got way better for some reason.
I liked a lot of the characters. There are a lot of good characters.
I think Amber and Cecil ended up being my favorite characters.
Mark was good. He was a good main character.
I don't know about Mark. I like William more than Mark.
I like William too. I liked all the characters. I'm trying to think of a character I didn't like. And I would just feel like characters. The Blue Thanos guys were dope.
Yeah, I love those guys.
I love those guys.
They were
my favorite.
That was the funniest thing for me. I loved every joke they made was funny to me. Just like the bickering and like trying to find out who the original copy is. That was like a really cool angle. I like that.
I really like their dynamic.
Yeah, they had an awesome dynamic. Robot is really weird. He just ended up being like some weird sex creep by the end of it.
I liked him more. He was just a robot.
Yeah, that's a character that kind of devolved. It felt like it was going somewhere way more important, but he's just like, now he's young enough to date Monster Girl without being a pedophile, so...
Do you find this show funny?
Did I find it funny?
Yeah.
No, obviously not. I didn't understand half of it, apparently.
I was gonna say, they went over your head.
No, like, I got that it was a joke. I was just like... I didn't...
You expected a lot out of these jokes.
It just, like,
You know,
when it didn't work... It just fell flat for me, I guess. So overall, I'd give this episode a 5 out of 10. Not really, like the action stuff. The actions part of it was like 8 out of 10 again, just like the last one. But just like in terms of where it's going and what it like wrapped up, I didn't like it. As a series, I'd give it a 7 out of 10. It's a good series that you should watch, but it
First
wasn't it
half,
wasn't mind blowing like people made it out to be.
I really liked the first half of it. Fight between Omni-Man and Mark. That was great. I actually really enjoyed that. And obviously that's clearly like everyone, like I've been saying on Twitter, I've seen like so many pictures and even like videos. Art. So obviously that was like the big highlight of the show for a lot of people. But that's still only the first half of this episode. The second half kind of slowed down, and it was just kind of like you said, trying to set up, I guess, for what's to come. I didn't really have a huge issue with it, but it wasn't anything great.
Are you excited to see the next season?
I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen. Like, I feel like at this point, it would just add like one more episode of, or two more episodes of like Omni-Man, like the fucking Empire coming back. I'd give it A minus. All around, I'd give the whole thing probably an A minus too. It was solid. I liked it. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I think it trended in the moment probably because everyone saw that final scene and just made a bunch of memes out of it. And that was kind of it. Like, I don't think people will keep coming back to this, kind of like Breaking Bad and The Office and stuff like that, even though those are two totally different things. All right, my final point. Do you think this could have worked as a movie and it would have been better? Or was there too much setup and important stuff in all those episodes that would have been too long?
They would have cut out a lot. No. But if they would have cut it out and just kind of focus on Mark, yes.
Like the whole robot thing. If that never happened.
Yeah,
and
you like cut like that out, and what else could you cut out?
Like all the random battles that happened, like the alien invasions,
Just
and
because you still like the entertainment for a lot of the episodes.
well, yeah, like the whole reasons those were put in was just to like have, all right, you can like
Action.
here's some action, yeah.
Yeah, cut a lot of that out. Cut out the whole robot thing. You probably like most of the Eve thing too. Yeah.
Yeah.
And make it a TV. If it's a TV show, it's gonna focus primarily on that, because there's a lot of like side shit that goes along with this TV show, and that's the point. They gotta fill the episodes. It can't just be fucking Mark. Dude is not that entertaining to watch. I don't know. I thought it was a good show. You just seemed disappointed at the end. That's what the feeling I got.
It was way too overhyped.